Is TikTok done? TikTok has over 170 million content creators and users in America, and we are all anxiously awaiting the news as to whether or not this TikTok ban will go into effect on April the 5th, which is just over 2 weeks away. Now, this back and forth, this will they or won't they, it's giving Americans whiplash, and it's no surprise that we're tired. We're tired. Do you know what a trauma bond is? A trauma bond is formed when the person that hurts you is the same person that heals you. They're both the poison and the pill. We have been trauma bonded with TikTok. We love TikTok. We can't get enough of TikTok, but at the same time, TikTok treats us like crap with all this back and forth, and don't we know what we're going to do? And also the government, like, hey, are we going to do this? I don't know. It's exhausting. But at the same time, we are desperate for TikTok to stick around. It is where we've built our businesses and our communities and our social activism and our friendships. So where do we go from here? I want to take a look at an article that was written by Forbes about a week or so ago. And it talks about the potential for buyers to buy TikTok here in America. Let's take a look. Trump reveals that there are 4 groups that could buy TikTok. As TikTok's future in the United States continues to hang in the balance, President Donald Trump has revealed that the U.S. government is actively engaging with potential buyers about the platform's future. Speaking aboard Air Force One on Sunday, as reported by Reuters, Trump stated that his administration was in touch with 4 groups regarding the sale of the Chinese-owned social media platform, with all options being regarded in a positive light. A lot of people want it, Trump told reporters, hinting at multiple potential paths forward, and all 4 are good. So let's take a look at what he said when he was on Air Force One.
The clock is ticking on TikTok, with President Trump's 75-day pause on banning the app set to end within a month. The president seems optimistic, saying he's working with multiple bidders.
Do you think there's going to be a deal on TikTok soon?
There could be. We're dealing with 4 different groups, and a lot of people want it, and it's up to me.
Okay, so I've talked about this before, but how is it up to him? I mean, like in a free market, a buyer and a seller can do business with one another, and they don't have to have a third party making a decision on who gets to buy it and who does not get to buy it. I do think he does have some power, however, because he has the ability to shut it down if he doesn't like who the buyer is. So that gives him power that a lot of other people don't necessarily have when they are talking about buyers and sellers. So let us just hope that if a buyer comes along that he approves of, that it is going to be somebody who actually wants to make TikTok work in the United States. Now, there are a number of people who are clamoring to buy TikTok, the American version at least, and they have a couple of things that they need to consider, a few caveats when they put in their bid. First, they need to decide whether their offer includes the purchase of the algorithm. The algorithm is what is the magic. The algorithm is what makes TikTok TikTok. Without the algorithm, it's just another social media platform we can put shit on. So I'm not sure how effective a purchase of TikTok would be if they don't include the algorithm. The second thing they need to consider is, are they going to start allowing Americans to have access either to purchasing stocks or having a financial stake in the company? I don't think any of them are thinking about doing that, although there's one that's kind of like, is that what that is? I don't know. We'll talk about that. But then they also need to answer the question of whether or not American content creators and users have ownership over their own data. Because data seems to be the sticking point at least for our government. And that's what they're saying about it anyway. I honestly think that they hate TikTok because it gives us immediate access to each other. And we get immediate access to information completely around the world. Globally, we know in real time what is happening, and I don't think the government likes that very much. But what they're saying is, we don't like that your data is exposed. So, I don't know. Whatever. Let's take a look now at who some of those people are that might be interested in purchasing.
It's not clear exactly who those 4 groups are, but bidders are clamoring for attention. Employer.com CEO Jesse Tinsley, a former firefighter, is leading one high-profile group to buy the social media app. In a recent op-ed for Fox News, Tinsley highlighted how important TikTok is for Main Street, calling it a lifeline for small businesses, adding how it can build a customer base for real people with real dreams building real businesses.
I think American control, whether that's us or another party, I think that's paramount.
Big names like YouTube personality MrBeast joining that group bid.
We have an offer ready for you.
They recently said the offer is, quote, north of $30 billion in cash.
Okay, so the first person that they talked about is Jesse Tinsley. Jesse Tinsley is the CEO and founder of Job Mobs, which is a modern recruiting and staffing firm focused on recruiting as a service. He also has a podcast called The People Podcast. He is an angel investor. He has helped to grow 23andMe and Coinbase. He also is a writer for Forbes. So that is who this is. Now, the other person that wants to join Jesse Tinsley to purchase this is MrBeast, and he is a famous YouTuber. I think he started his YouTube really early on and started to go viral early, back when going viral was a brand new thing. And I think he went viral for doing stupid stuff and dangerous stuff. So whatever, not my cup of tea, but apparently a lot of people like him, and he is now the world's highest paid content creator. So he has thrown his hat in the ring alongside of Jesse Tinsley to purchase TikTok. The lawyer that they have hired, who is putting together their offer, is Brad Bondi, who is the brother of Pam Bondi, who is Trump's U.S. Attorney General. I will let you make of that what you will. The offer that they are putting in together is about $30 billion, and it does not look like the offer includes the purchase of the algorithm. Let's take a look at who else is on the list.
Another bidder with a vision, real estate billionaire Frank McCourt, leading what he calls the people's bid.
My view is that when ByteDance understands that they can transact without selling the algorithm, I think their view is going to be totally different.
If he's successful, he says TikTok would not use any Chinese technology, instead being run on his nonprofit's platform, allowing users to have more control over their data. Reddit founder Alexis Ohanian has joined that bid.
Okay, so the next person who is in line, or I don't know if they're in this particular order. The next person on our list who is interested in buying TikTok is Frank McCourt. Who is Frank McCourt? He is a billionaire. He is the former owner of Los Angeles Dodgers, and he is representing a leadership PAC called Project Liberty. And it is I believe it is a TexasPAC, and they did not have, if this is the same one, I mean, this one says that it is Liberty Project, and he is representing Project Liberty. So I'm not entirely for sure that this is the same one, although I believe it is. They gave a lot of money to Republican candidates in the past, but they have no spending recorded. It did not exist in the 2023 and 2024 election cycle. So again, I'll let you take that for what you will. The consortium claimed to have more than $20 billion in commitments from its investors per a December press release. That figure is what McCourt thinks TikTok is worth, he told the New York Times on January 10th, and is on the lower end of the estimated valuations from analysts and executives. Let's take a look just briefly at what Project Liberty is. Project Liberty builds solutions that help people take back control of their digital lives by reclaiming a voice, choice, and a stake in a better internet. So I think that they're building a different kind of a platform, and here's how this was described. Now, I don't fully understand all of the tech language, but this is what he and his Project Liberty are working on. Until now, Project Liberty's technology arm, meanwhile, had centered on something called a Decentralized Social Networking Protocol, a DSNP, an open source protocol that would allow users to own their data and connect it across platforms. McCourt likens DSNP to the way the same phone number works across different carriers, but a specific phone number is tied to a specific user. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I think what they're trying to do is make users' data less accessible to spies. I would have to place my money on that the owner of TikTok, even if it's an American owner, is probably also going to own our data. But maybe if they just own it in a way that sounds flowery and pretty, that we won't mind so much. Here are a number of businesses that have already joined the Alliance for Project Liberty. It is a lot of businesses. I don't recognize most of these. I have heard of a couple of these. But this is no joke. I mean, this is a lot of businesses that have already jumped on board with Project Liberty. So whether they buy TikTok or not, I don't think they're going anywhere. Now, also affiliated with Project Liberty's efforts to buy TikTok include former Texas Republican Congressman Randy Neugebauer, Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, and co-founder of Reddit, Alexis Ohanian. And this is Alexis Ohanian, and he has joined the bid. Now, this group, Project Liberty, is offering $20 billion with money that's been committed by investors and with debt financing from, and I quote, one of the largest banks in the United States. I don't know who that is, but it is going to have to be financed if they decide to purchase it this way. The offer does not include purchasing the algorithm. And with or without TikTok, Project Liberty is going to continue to do the work that they're doing on making the internet a safer place to play. Let's take a look now at some of the other people who are interested in purchasing TikTok.
Another offer led by Wyoming wealth management billionaire Reid Rasner, presenting a plan to have U.S. users buy into the platform as founding members.
So Reid Rasner is a Wyoming entrepreneur. He's the CEO of wealth management firm Omnibus Financial. And what he's talking about is having content creators, first of all, just sign a commitment that they're interested in investing right now with no money down. But down the road, if they are actually able to acquire TikTok, then content creators would be given some tier levels of opportunities to buy in. And what I'm not entirely clear is, would they actually then own a portion of the company, or is this more like you're buying a subscription for access? So we're going to take a listen to a little bit more about what his vision is for purchasing TikTok and for giving back the data to the American content creators.
We have Reid Rasner joining us again now for the latest on his offer. He's the CEO of wealth management firm called Omnibus Financial. Reid, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm excited to have you because you've just unveiled some new details about your bid in the last few hours now you're sharing with the public. In addition to this, having this focus of American ownership, it's kind of something unusual that you're doing here where it's literally American users of the app essentially getting involved in a financial way. Explain your vision.
Yeah, this is about the American people, and this is about bringing TikTok to America. And I'm going to fight for that day in and day out. So you go to FoundersTok.com right now and you sign up. Zero monetary commitment. You're just making a pledge that on day one, when we launch this, you will be a founder of TikTok. and you will have very, very exclusive access to what we're creating in the background. I want to be very clear. This is going to be something so special for creators, and these are the people who truly built TikTok. We're going to bring it to America for Americans and these creators, and we're giving it back to them, the people who built TikTok, and we're going to make sure that they are front and center. So go to FoundersTok.com right.
Okay, so we will take a look at that. But he said exclusive access, and he said American creators would be front and center. Neither of those things sounds like we would have any actual ownership in TikTok. We would simply be given exclusive access to, and we'll take a look at what that is in just a moment.
Right now, it's live right now, and start signing up and start making your selections.
And Reid, right now, of course, you can use TikTok for free. I guess one of my questions is, will that still be the case under your plan? But also explain to us, I mean, you have something on your website, a plan here that would cost someone up to $12,000 a year.
What? $12,000? Okay, so like I freak out because I have a YouTube subscription that's like $19.99 a month. And they want us to invest $12,000 for this access? Okay, y'all. Okay, we will take a look at what that access looks like in just a moment. But damn, that's a lot of money.
Year. What do you get for that? Why should someone pay that?
Absolutely. So our enterprise, TikTok will always be free. Let's be very, very clear. You will always be able to use TikTok for free and have a free account. But if you're an enterprise, a large corporation, and you want to use TikTok for $12,000 a year, you're going to get exclusive benefits that will boost your content to the appropriate audience. So you're going to be able to go viral more often. Let me tell you what, we've been in the talks with AI development, and a lot of very, very amazing things are happening in the background.
Okay, so let's take a look at FoundersTok.com. What is this?
Worried TikTok will be banned or bought out by a corporate fat cat? At Rasner Media, we're different. But we need your help. Our plan, make TikTok American. We'll take away the power from those who put your personal data at risk and give it back to you, the content creators. All you need to do is pledge your support for becoming a founder on our website at FoundersTok.com. Be the change you deserve, and together let's make TikTok American.
Okay, so let's take a look at these founder levels. Okay, first of all, just an aside, a founding father, a father. I am a mother. I've never been a father. I never intend to be a father. Why can't I be a founding mother or a founding creator? Minuteman? The hell? Patriot and pioneer. I mean, like, oh my God, could you use any more repulsive terms for your tier levels? Okay, that's my soapbox moment. But okay, let's take a look at what these tiered levels will give you. For a mere $12,000 per year, you will get a content boost. So basically, if you want to go viral, you can do so for a mere $1,000 a month. Where before, with the TikTok algorithm, you went viral because people really liked what you put out. But now you can go viral if you pay for it. I don't know, that kind of sounds a little bit like, I don't know, like YouTube's algorithm. Just saying. Also, for this $12,000 a year, you can get early access to new features months before publicly available and beta testing access. So you get to pay them to be the guinea pig for their new products. Customizable profile, because you wouldn't have an ability to customize your profile without it. Invitations to exclusive creator events, which currently are being offered by TikTok for creators. I don't think you have to pay for access, but anyway. Discounts to premium features and blue verification badge. So, okay. So if you want to be a founding father, you can get the blue badge. You don't have to have it for. So currently on TikTok, if you want to get the badge, the blue check mark, you have to meet certain criteria, among which include you have to have like at least 2 different media outlets that have done a reporting on you. So somebody out in the world has to have recognized you for some kind of achievement and published it in some kind of a media outlet, a newspaper, or a blog or a website, or something creditable. You can't just have your mom write a blog post about you. But that's how you get the check mark, is you have to have achieved something, and then you have to be verified through TikTok. Now you can have the blue verification badge for a mere $12,000 a year. Let's look at the Minuteman, which is between $6,000 and $600. Oh, $6,000 per year. Oh, okay. Or $600 per month. So you get a discount if you purchase it per year rather than per month. You get content boost, not as high as blue. So you can go semi-viral. Early access to new features weeks before publicly available. Oh, instead of months before publicly available. So you can be the second tier of guinea pigs. Customizable profile. Invitations to exclude or creator events. Discounts to premium features limited. And white verification badge. So you get to put on there that I'm kind of important. I'm just not super important. I'm not blue important. And then red, of course. Because blue, white, and red. Why not? You're a patriot. For a mere $280 per year or $25 per month, you get a content boost, just not as high as blue or white. You get early access to new features, not weeks before or months before, but early, a couple of days. Small discounts to premium features and a red verification badge. And if you just want to go on there and scroll stupid stuff, you can have a pioneer level for free. All the free features you currently love about TikTok, but American. Okay. So, the FoundersTok offer is $47.5 billion. And they are not intending to purchase the algorithm, but in the earlier video package, what's his name? Reid Rasner said that they are working on a brand new powerful algorithm. So basically, all they're really buying, and all of these companies are really buying, is the structure of the platform and the data. They're not buying the algorithm, any of them. They're all going to have to recreate their own algorithm. Trump has also suggested that he's open to buyers Elon Musk, and Larry Ellison, who is the Chief Technology Officer of Oracle. So, is TikTok for sale? ByteDance, meanwhile, maintains that it would rather shut down the app in the US rather than sell, adding another layer of complexity to the ongoing negotiations. It's a layer of complexity. The fact that ByteDance doesn't want to fucking sell. They've always said they don't intend to sell to America. They don't care. They don't need us. They don't need us. We're only, I think, like 15% of the entire... TikTok itself is only 15% of ByteDance's company. And I don't know the share of the American market of the 15% of ByteDance. But my take... I do not think that ByteDance is going to sell. They've never said that they want to sell, and they don't need us. They don't care. Also, none of these offers, these several tens of billions of dollars come anywhere near the $1 trillion that Donald Trump has suggested TikTok is probably worth. So why would they sell it for half or a third of what it could be valued at? So that leaves TikTok with basically two options. So either TikTok gets shut down on April 5th, or if Trump extends it out 90 days, it would get shut down on or around the 20th of April. The president has also indicated that he will probably extend the current 75-day deadline, leaving room for continued negotiations. However, legal constraints limit his ability to extend beyond 90 days, and any extension requires evidence that TikTok owner ByteDance is genuinely working toward a sale. That's it then for TikTok. So either it gets shut down, or Trump, who has lately been extremely loose with his following of the law, let's just say, he's not particularly concerned with following the law right now. So Trump has made it clear that he could make it clear that he has no intention of enforcing the ban, which would then technically allow TikTok to continue to operate in the US, but there would be no assurances to TikTok or to like Apple or Google, who sell the TikTok or who carry the TikTok app on their platforms. There would be no assurance that they would be protected from fines in the future. So when TikTok shut down the first time, Google and Apple took the app off of their app. What do you call it? Their app stores. Because they didn't want to get fined. Because if they offered this up and made money off of this, when TikTok was banned in the US, they could have gotten huge, hefty fines. It was a lot cheaper for them and a lot safer for them just to pull those off their app store. So I don't know how much teeth that would have if Trump just kind of like said, just keep on keeping on. I'm just going to kick it down the road another couple of years. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that he tries to do, but he would probably be challenged in court. So it is not looking too good for TikTok, in my estimation. Now, I'm snarky positivity, which means I always end on a positive note. And we have a lot of positives to look forward to. When TikTok shut down in January, it was horribly traumatic for so many of us. Like, I remember that very night, just like feeling so empty, because it's not about the app and it's not about the being on the phone, but that's what my community was. Like, that is where I went to hear from my favorite creators and to get connected, like find out what's going on in the world, what's kind of the sentiment about this thing or that thing. And when it went away, it was like, I felt so empty. When it came back, like 12 hours later, first of all, it wasn't the same. So it didn't feel this joyful, like, woo-hoo-hoo, we have it back. It was more like, we have it back, kinda. And what ended up happening was, that was, I think, such a traumatic event for so many of us that we're like, we're not going through this again. We cannot do this again. And so many of us already have found ways to replace TikTok. And I'm totally okay with that. So I want to give you my preferences for some alternatives to TikTok, so that if TikTok goes away, or if it's purchased and it's just crap because the algorithm is gone, here's what we're going to do. So some really decent alternatives for just posting videos and shorts include YouTube and Substack. Lemon8 is not a good alternative because Lemon8 is also owned by ByteDance. So if TikTok gets banned in the US, so does Lemon8. I personally don't prefer Instagram because it just doesn't do that much. You can't post any kind of length. You can only post like little bitty short things on Instagram. And I've had like next to no engagement with Instagram. So the things that I post out on TikTok that get a lot of engagement are just like nothing on Instagram. Not to mention Instagram is a Meta company, and I'm kind of wanting to boycott Meta right now. So Facebook is where I go to see like my friends' grandkids. I'm not posting content on Facebook because, again, nobody cares, right? If it's not a picture of my dog on Facebook, nobody cares. So if you want to just post videos and shorts, YouTube, Substack. Decent alternatives for going live are YouTube and Twitch. And I think also maybe Substack. I haven't really looked much into the lives on Substack. I do know you can go live on YouTube. And so most of my creators who go live are like right now doing concurrent, like YouTube and TikTok. So that if TikTok goes away, they've already started to be building up their platforms on the YouTube. Twitch, that's just a little too young for me. Like Twitch started out as a gamer app. Where people could stream their gaming in real time. And it has kind of turned a little bit more into other kinds of live experiences, but it's just not really my thing. So I'm not going to be too concerned about Twitch. Decent alternatives just for posting news in a left-leaning friendly sphere would include Blue Sky and Substack. Blue Sky is like a left-leaning X. When Twitter turned to X, it turned to shit. Like it went from being the place where you gathered all of your news and all of your data in real time and what people were talking about in the moment. And then it got sold to Elon Musk and it just became a right-wing media ecosphere. So if you want to have a left-leaning ecosphere, go to Blue Sky. Don't make that your only source of news and information because it is left-leaning. But it is where we're all like, oh, we can breathe here, like, whew, got a safe place to speak our minds. Substack, again, is very similar. I think Substack is less bias leaning, but still a very powerful tool for actually posting news. And then decent alternatives for just chatting in real time. I think Twitch is one of the places that you can do that. And also Discord. A lot of people are turning to Discord just for live chats. And you know what? Great. If that's your cup of tea, then go do that. Discord's not for me, but it is a place that you can go if you just want to connect in live chat in real time. So that is my hot take on whether TikTok is going to survive. I don't think that it will. And if it does, it's not going to be the same. So I'm going to be personally myself moving over. Well, I'm already on the YouTube, on the Tuba-U. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, if you like the content, please subscribe. It's free. I'm working to build up my subscriber base. And thank you for being with me. I appreciate you. Okay, bye.